Sing Sing is out online after an apparently very limited and scarce theatrical release. I mean, the movie didn't even play in Poland, at least not yet. It stars Coleman Domingo and Clarence Macklin, and it's a story not only based on real life, but also amazingly featuring mostly people playing themselves. These are not just actors, but the real people from the real story. And the story is about the rehabilitation through the arts program, which is an idea of involving American prisoners in things like stage theater in order to, on the one hand, give them something to think and do other than the four walls that they're locked in for their crimes, but also to show them that things other than crime are possible in their lives, to perhaps unlock something in them that will help them process their past behavior and find a way forward that does not involve repeat offenses. The story featured in the film follows specifically the production of a wacky, made-up time travel comedy play where the main conflict comes from the character clash between Divine G, played by Coleman Domingo, who has been involved with the theater group for a long time now and is fully bought into the idea. He's one of the top contributors. He writes his own plays. And then there's a newcomer to the group, Divine I, played by Clarence Macklin, who is more reluctant to buy into this, but at the same time, his ideas disrupt G's position within the group. So I think this is a really good film that shows the power of art as a tool to reimagine yourself and reinvent yourself and sort of break down the mental chains that hold you in a role that you may have given yourself or that life gave you. In other words, it shows that this can be an effective path forward for criminals who often, especially in the case of prison convicts, think of themselves as permanently locked into this life, that they cannot go straight, that they cannot ever live free for a long time because all they're going to do is commit crimes again and be locked up again. Theater is used as a tool to help them see other possibilities, to find some good within themselves, to do something positive with their lives. I think the film is shot very well. It has an evocative cinematography that manages to find a lot of beauty, even in the prison setting, which should be dreary and sort of flat. It's also very effective at contrasting the possibilities of theater group with the shitty, everyday, crushing weight of being in prison. The two central performances are, I think, spectacular. Coleman Domingo is deservedly being talked about as an Oscar contender, and he's definitely the beating heart and emotional center of the film. It's amazing how he manages to bring that character to life as someone who's definitely a positive person, but at the same time you can see he has his ego, he has his shortcomings. But to me, Clarence Macklin was the surprise. He has phenomenal screen presence and steals every scene he's in, which is even more mind-blowing when you realize he's one of the guys playing themselves. He really spent 17 years in prison, and now he plays that in a movie. He plays his life. I can't imagine how open with yourself you have to be to do that and to do that this well. There is a level of honesty and vulnerability with him, as well as the supporting cast, that I think is rare and difficult to replicate normally in movies. So I liked it. I thought it was a solid, heartwarming, positive movie, and probably if it was a made-up story, I would have called it too saccharine. But because it is a real story, I think it's great. One minor complaint I could have was related to the ending, which I thought the film could cut at any point in the final 5 minutes and perhaps be even better. And it drags the ending out just a little bit. But after thinking it through, I'm fine even with that. I think it earned the right to drag a tiny bit. Solid movie. Check it out when you get the chance.